Ninth class chemistry and third model paper, short question answers. The first question is differentiate between analytical and physical chemistry. So it's better to do this question in a column sections, first in analytical and in the other section you mention physical chemistry. Analytical chemistry is an analysis chemistry, that means qualitative and quantitative analysis we do here to study any of the thing, to study soil components, to study any of the thing. For example, what you have like any of the thing at your home, any of the things you want to study. For example, if you have any tablet, for example Panadol or paracetamol, if you want to analyze what is inside it, you have to do the qualitative and quantitative analysis. Physical chemistry, and physical chemistry is all about the physical things. For example, गैसेस के लॉ हैं आपकी सॉलिड की प्रॉपर्टीज़ को स्टडी करने के लिए. सो दैट टाइप ऑफ थियरीज, दैट टाइप ऑफ लॉज विच कंडक्ट ऑल ऑफ दैट dealings, that is your physical chemistry. Then we have a numerical here. Explain the method of preparation of 0.5 molar NaOH 100 in 100 centimeter cube solution from 1 molar NaOH. So 1 molar NaOH हमें given है जिसे हमने ये बनाना है. So that means we have 1 molar M1 is equal to 1 molar NaOH. Then we have V1 is not given, and M2 and V2 is given, and our formula is M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2. So just put the values, cross multiply it, and you can get the answer. Then we have the question, draw the structure of isotopes of chlorine. Chlorine isotopes होते क्या हैं? Those atoms which have different, same proton number, same atomic number, but different mass number. So they have different number of neutrons. So same is the case here. आपकी structure same होगी, but number of neutrons change होंगे. In the one section we have 18 and the other we have 20. So this is what we saw that change. Otherwise there is no change. Now you have to explain octet and duplet rule here. Octet rule is 8 electrons rule. Duplet rule is 2 electrons rule. So duplet rule means the tendency of an atom to acquire 2 electrons in the outermost shell in any sort of chemical bonding to become stable. So you can quote the example of hydrogen, and if you talk about helium, that is already have 2, so it's stable. And octet rule is the tendency of atom to acquire 8 electrons in the outermost to become stable, and most of the elements don't have their octet complete. So what they do, they gain electron or lose electron or share electron to do that. And here we draw the structure of nitrogen. You can draw carbon dioxide, methane, oxygen, whatever your choice is. Next is identify the characteristic of ionic compound. Ionic compounds are very strong because they have ionic compounds are very strong. They have very high melting point and boiling point because ionic bonds are very strong, and they are usually form crystals. They don't conduct electricity in a solid form because it's solid. When they are in solid state, all of the ions are fixed on their particular places in a crystalline setup, so it's not possible to move. And but when they are in molten state or they are dissolved in any type of solution, so they have ability to conduct electricity, and these are more than enough to mention here. Then we have diffusion and effusion. You have to mention with examples. So diffusion means from high concentration to low concentration movement of particles, random spontaneous movement hai, and haphazard movement hai. For example, you are spraying the perfume smell if you are cooking any sort of thing with masalas, so uski jo khushboo phailti hai, so that type of things, or room spray ki jo khushboo hai. And effusion means if your particles are all of the gases entrapped in any particular area और वहाँ से एक hole से वो one by one skip हो रहे हैं. For example, if your balloon has a hole, आपका टायर पंक्चर हो जाए, so that type of example you can quote here. Then we have to differentiate saturated and unsaturated solution. Look, it is very easy if you memorize the things with terms. If you feel that chemistry is difficult for you, for example, saturated means भरा हुआ, unsaturated means नहीं भरा हुआ or not full. So saturated means the solution which is full of solute, and you can simply say that the solution doesn't have an ability to dissolve more solute at that temperature. That is very important to mention कि उस temperature के ऊपर और dissolve नहीं हो सकता, लेकिन अगर आप usually solution गर्म करें तो मज़ीद solute dissolve हो जाता है. So you have to mention the condition. Unsaturated means it do have an ability to dissolve more solute at that temperature, at a specific temperature, and obviously temperatures में भी change करेंगे तो सल्यूट चेंज होगा, उसकी जो रेजोल्यूशन है वो चेंज होगी. डिस्क्राइब द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ सोल्यूशन बाय मिक्सिंग सॉलिड इनटू गैस विद एग्जांपल. सॉलिड को गैस में मिक्स करें और आपको कोई जो सोल्यूशन बनता है उसकी वो कह रहा है एग्जांपल दें. फॉर एग्जांपल कंबस्शन प्रोसेस, इनकम्प्लीट कंबस्शन हो रही होती है, कार्बन पार्टिकल्स प्रोड्यूस हो रहे होते हैं और वो एयर का हिस्सा बन रहे होते हैं. So they are very small particles and they are adding to the air. So air is a mixture of gases, or air ज़्यादा क्वांटिटी में है, that act as a solvent. So आपके जो solid particles कार्बन के जा रहे हैं, that act as a solute. So that is a solution example, and smoking is also one of the example here. State the common rule for assigning the oxidation state. Oxidation state assign करने का common rule क्या है? अब ये आपको याद करने होंगे. अनकम्बाइंड स्टेट में या जो आपकी एलिमेंटल स्टेट में है वो हमेशा ज़ीरो होती है, उसके लिए आप कोई भी ऑक्सीडेशन कोड कर दें. फिर ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर जो सिंगल आइन इज दिस, ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर ऑफ अ सिंगल आइन इज द सेम एज द चार्ज ऑन आइंस. मीन आप सोडियम है, इफ इट्स प्लस दैट मीन्स +1, कैल्शियम +2, ये +2 की ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट है. एंड ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट हाइड्रोजन ऑलवेज +1 है, बट देयर आर सर्टेन केसेस जिसमें -1 होती है, सोडियम हाइड्राइड अगर बन रहा है. सो इन दैट केस. And then we have oxidation number of each of the atom in a molecule is counted individually, and their algebraic sum must be 0, because overall the compound is neutral. So to ये 0 होती है. For example, if you want to determine for sulfate SO4-2, so sulfate ion है, so उसकी oxidation state overall आपको 0 result नहीं देगी. You have to take care of this thing. इलेक्ट्रोलाइटिक सेल्स के यूजेस बताने हैं आपने. इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस जो हम यूज़ करते हैं स्पेशली मेटल्स को एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं फ्रॉम इट्स सोर्स, बिकॉज हमें सारे का सारा और नहीं चाहिए. वी नीड स्पेसिफिक थिंग फॉर द वर्क पर्पस. सो उसके लिए यूज़ होती है. एंड देन मेटल्स को रिफाइन करने के लिए यूज़ होती है. मतलब जो आपके पास मेटल आ रही है वो प्योर नहीं है, सो इफ़ यू वांट टू प्योर इट, कॉपर है, जिंक है, फॉर सो मैनी पर्पसेस वी नीड प्योर वन. So we do this method. And chlorine gas की manufacturing is a very common method, electrolysis method to use for that manufacturing. And then for electroplating purpose, जैसे आप कहते हैं कि platinum cover है इसके ऊपर, and so चीज़ों को खूबसूरत दिखाने के लिए electroplating की जाती है. This is also one of the usage of electrolytic cells. Write down the oxidation and reduction reaction in voltaic cell as anode and cathode. He mentioned anode and cathode, so आपने दोनों को अलग अलग mention करना है. We have zinc and zinc sulfate solution. So here we have that reduction, इसके ऊपर इस reaction पर जो है oxidation होगी इस set में, it's anode. And we have copper and copper sulfate half cell जो बनेगा, that their reduction happens. So zinc in its zero oxidation state release 2 electrons converted into +2. These 2 electrons picked by the copper +2 ion, and it just reduced. Show how cations and anions are related to terms metals and non-metals. Metals have their free electrons, and they have less number of electrons in their outermost shell. And we have metals in our 1a and 2a groups, so they have only 1 or 2 electrons in the outermost shell, which is easy to lose. And that's why they always made cation. And for example, non-metals are concerned, they are belong to 7th or 6th group, and they have 7 or 6 electrons in the outermost shell, so they have more tendency to attract the electrons or get the electron to complete its oxidation. So they mostly form anions. Describe briefly why alkali metals are not found in free state in nature, because alkali metals are so reactive. They have single valence electron with least ionization energy. Obviously, even if you expose it in air, it reacts violently with oxygen. It forms sodium oxide, and that is the really reason that we put that sodium in kerosene oil, because we need to avoid the contact with the air, because if you just expose it in air, it converts it into sodium oxide. And all metals they form have an ability to do the reaction, and they usually attain stability by reacting with other elements, and don't available in free state. There is a comparison of soft metal and hard metal. Soft metals, obviously you can cut it easily, we can they have malleable property. Their malleability is high. And for example, sodium metal, it's very easy to cut the metal with knife even. And potassium is also a soft metal. And the cohesive forces between of these metals, because obviously the forces are weak, that's why they are soft. And they have very soft texture as well, although you're not supposed to touch it. You have soft metal gold. The gold ornaments are not purely made up of gold, because actually the pure gold is so much soft, you can't made or convert it into rings or jewelry type stuff. So that is mixed with other things. Silver and aluminum is also a very soft metal, hard comparatively. You just reverse your parameters. It's very hard, not easy to cut. And it's very resistive if you want to deform it. And high density, temperature tolerant है. And इसकी physical formation बड़ी stable सी होती है, that's why they are hard. And इसके जो bonds बनते हैं, they are very strong. Tungsten है, you have chromium, you have iridium. So these all are the examples here. Then commercial value, silver, gold और platinum की बतानी है. Listen, this is a कमर्शियल वैल्यू. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, गोल्ड की कमर्शियल वैल्यू क्या है? आपके गोल्ड कॉइन्स हैं, आपके गोल्ड ऑर्नामेंट्स हैं, ठीक है. ऑर्नामेंटल मेटल है, ये बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ होती है. एंड ऑब्वियसली व्हेन यू लुक समबडी who is wearing too much gold, we consider the person very rich, so that is its commercial value. सिल्वर, सिल्वर कॉपर एलॉय जो हैं वो कॉइन्स बनाने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ होते हैं. सो सिल्वर इज़ वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट हेयर ऑन द कमर्शियल एस्पेक्ट. और सिल्वर वेयर ऑर्नामेंट्स में भी यूज़ हो रहा है. प्लाटिनम, एज फार एज कंसर्न, प्लाटिनम भी एलॉयज़ में ज़्यादा यूज़ होता है व्हेन यू आर मिक्सिंग इट विद प्लाटिनम और रोडियम. एंड एज अ कैटलिस्ट यूज़ होता है ऑटोमोबाइल्स में, कैटालिटिक कन्वर्टर में, to stabilize the efficiency of your engine and your system and your petrol. So here we have your third model paper short question answer of ninth class. Thank you.